Top 12 things poor people do with their money. Our society is obsessed with becoming rich and achieving success. And there is nothing wrong with striving for greatness. Books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Lean Startup, and 7 Habits of Highly Effective People are widely circulated and praised for their practical steps for increasing your wealth. There is a lot of focus directed towards business moguls, CEOs, and other leaders who have achieved great success. This perspective is all well and good. It's admirable to study and mimic the habits of individuals who have made their mark on the world. We can easily recognize the actions of wealthy people and see how their practices have translated to high achievement. But what about the flip side of the coin? Have we taken the time to study the habits of poor people and their actions regarding money? While this is much less fun than dreaming about unlimited riches, it's critical for us to examine the routines and habits of poor people. It challenges our perspective of our own finances and forces us to confront our bad spending habits. It serves as a cautionary tale for our financial choices. Here are the top 12 things poor people do with their money. Number 1. Spend it on impulse purchases. The main difference in spending between rich people and poor people is the term need versus want. People in the middle class tend to intertwine these two words and quickly lose control of their financial life because of it. The average American spends over $5,000 per year on impulse buys alone. Over $5,000! Think of what that money could do for paying bills, paying off debt, or investing in your wealth. Instead, poor people will choose to spend this money on a cute phone case, an appliance they saw on TV, or funky knickknacks that just end up gathering dust in the garage. Instead of flushing extra cash down the pipes, you are much better off saving, investing, and putting that money to better use than buying quirky pairs of socks. Number 2. Buy a big house. Contrary to popular belief, not all rich people live in enormous fancy mansions. Wealthy people tend to buy a piece of real estate that has long-term potential for little upfront cost. Have you heard of Warren Buffett, the billionaire? He and his wife purchased a modest house in Nebraska in 1958 for $30,000. Today, the Buffetts still live in that unassuming house, but now it's valued at $650,000. People who are poor will buy into the idea that you must build a big house, buy a big house, or add onto your home to make it even bigger for the sake of status. Not only does that big house cost a lot in terms of initial investment, but the upkeep and maintenance of a large home also eats away at their income year over year. Number 3. Buy luxury cars. Mark Zuckerberg, creator and owner of Facebook, is worth billions of dollars. He could easily purchase a top-of-the-line luxury vehicle, yet he drives an older Volkswagen with a manual transmission. He claims that he never cared about looking rich, and we can definitely tell by his car choices. Wealthy people do not need to buy a brand new vehicle if their old car is already in working condition. On the other hand, people who are poor spring for the current model of the higher-end brand of vehicles. They will care more about the logo on the hood of their car than the money that is fueling it. For poor people, the ego boost from driving a Mercedes shouldn't be worth more than the extra car payment and debt. Number 4. Shop the latest and fleeting fashion trends. People who end up poor typically chase after the latest fashion trends, the in styles. They drop serious money on designer brands to appear more well-off than they actually are. This is problematic for their bank accounts as well as the environment. These clothes tend to be worn only a couple of times, then get thrown into the nearest landfill. The clothing is completely wasted and will take months or even years to break down. Wealthy people will pay little mind to the fashionable styles that happen to be in season. Some even go as far as to have similar clothing that they wear every day, like Steve Jobs and his tennis shoes, faded jeans, and black turtlenecks. Number 5. Spend their money before they get it. When someone is poor, they obviously are focused on their next paycheck and when it will come in. However, instead of rationing out their paychecks toward paying off debts, saving, and investing, they have already planned all the new things they will buy with their cash. They get paid on Friday, pay the bills on Saturday, buy their new toys on Sunday, and by Monday, their bank account is right back where it started, near empty. People in this scenario would be better off mastering the art of saving. Rather than using what little cash they do have to put a down payment on new things and taking out loans to pay the rest, they should wait until they actually have saved up enough money to purchase the items they have their eye on. Number 6, get paid based on time, not results. All of the world's biggest companies, and therefore the world's most prominent business leaders, started out by delivering the best product on the market. They assumed the risk of developing, marketing, and selling this product and made millions, even billions, as a direct result. The founders and owners of these companies are paid based on results. On the contrary, people who are poor get paid based on their time. They trade the minutes of their life for a set dollar amount, therefore negating any effort to go the extra mile. They do not profit from their own results, their company does. This concept perpetuates the vicious cycle of exchanging mediocre work for mediocre pay, therefore blocking any chances for drastic financial improvement. Number 7, focus on hoarding their money, not investing. Saving your money is a good thing, but it is not a way to get rich. Even if you make $100,000 annually, you will have to save every penny you earn for 10 years straight to retire as a millionaire. Now factor in bills and living expenses, it will take you even longer. Poor people have a mindset to hoard and save every penny they can. While this is not inherently a bad thing, it won't drastically change their financial situation. The best way to change the course of their financial future is to invest their money. Once that money has been invested, it increases without you doing a thing more. It's passive income. Investing your savings makes your money work for you, not the other way around. Number 8, don't invest in themselves. Speaking of investing, people who are poor don't tend to invest in themselves. We're not talking about investing in clothes or cars or houses. We're talking about investing in your skills, your education, your value, your potential to contribute to society. Poor people usually do not use their money to invest in themselves through books, seminars, or classes. They see those things as a waste or a less fun way to spend their cash. Little do they know that small investments in their financial education can dramatically change their lives for the better. Investing in yourself requires a solid, realistic assessment of yourself. Are you indispensable to your company? Are you someone who could be easily replaced? Are you just another face in the crowd at work? Don't be afraid to grow as a person. Learn some new skills or teach yourself some new things in the interest of investing in yourself. Number 9, adopt a lottery mentality, not an action mentality. People who are wealthy tend to take action to make themselves rich. They believe that their choices, decisions, and hard work will result in big-time payouts to take their wealth to the next level. People who are poor tend to believe that they need something else, an external force, to make themselves rich. They prefer to gamble for financial success. Instead of making a detailed plan outlining the steps to get where they want to be, they leave everything to chance. They don't take ownership of their own prospect for wealth. They have a lottery mentality rather than an action mentality. Number 10, play the actual lottery. In addition to having a lottery mentality, people who are poor will play the lottery far more than people who are rich. Again, they believe that they cannot create a better financial future for themselves. They think that an external force of some kind must be responsible. A survey from Bankrate showed that people with an income of $30,000 a year or less spend roughly 13% of their income on financial vices. What does financial vice mean exactly? Things like expensive coffees, cigarettes, alcohol, and you guessed it, lottery tickets. This is a stark comparison to people who make $70,000 a year or more, as they spend only 2.6% of their income on financial vices such as these. Number 11, invest in get-rich-quick schemes. We live in a fast-paced, instant gratification world. We are used to everything being one click away, one tap of a button away, one swipe of the finger away. Unfortunately, this has led most of us to believe that earning vast amounts of money should be the same way, coming along just as quickly as an Amazon Prime delivery. People who are poor often fall for the trap of pyramid schemes or multi-level marketing companies. They become entranced by the idea of tripling their wealth virtually overnight. Rather than fall for these kinds of ploys, folks who are poor would benefit far more from educating themselves on personal finance and business. They must understand that it takes a very long time to make a large amount of money, and there is no such thing as a get-rich-quick success story. We've come to our 12th thing poor people do with their money. But before we get there, consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. And if you like content like this, let us know in the comments and we'll bring you more of the same. What's the 12th thing poor people do with their money? Don't talk about money with their kids. This is possibly the most detrimental habit someone can develop, regardless of their financial status. Children associate large amounts of money with happiness and joy, and associate a shortage of cash with sadness and suffering, especially when they are directly experiencing that suffering. These kinds of associations can cause kids to be incapable of understanding how finances truly work. They will be more likely to continue the cycle of poverty their parents set in motion before them. To break this cycle, parents need to have an open dialogue about money and finances with their children, regardless of their circumstances. Parents must understand that financial education is critical for their children's future success and comfort in life. In the words of Robert Kiyosaki, it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. Thanks for watching here at Cerebral Life, the channel where you learn more and improve your life. See you next time!